Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be asking Tarot, what does your person think of you? What do they feel for you? What are they hiding or omitting? And what are their next actions towards you? Also, we might pick a card to see what the outcome is of the connection. So we have two piles to choose from. The first pile is the first one, and it's this rock. It says hope on it. That's pile one. And pile two is the confidence card. So that's pile two. So you can choose between the two piles and we'll get started. Okay. So this one is for pile one. If you chose the hope stone, let's jump in and ask Tarot, what does this person feel from my hope pile? What do they feel? Okay, and what does this person think about my pile one? Hope pile. What do they think of them? What are they hiding or omitting or not saying in this connection? And what are their next actions? Ooh. And outcome of this connection. Ooh. Oh my gosh, lots of flying cards. Okay, let's do thoughts first. Okay. So thoughts. For thoughts, you guys got the snake. There seems to be some kind of problem here, some kind of issue. This person has some kind of obstacle or challenge or block when it comes to you. I don't know if it's something that they have something necessarily that's on their mind, whether it's work related or something or someone else. But there seems to be some kind of block. So let me get a clarifier for this. Yeah, so there might be some kind of work situation here that is a challenge for them. Their mind might be on that, on building their career, building their future, or something related to finances. This might also signify or symbolize some kind of health situation. So if they're going through any kind of health struggle or anything related to their physical well-being, this is something that would symbolize that. Let me get another clarifier. What does their person think of the hope pile? So here you got the Judgment card, clarifying the Ace of Pentacles along with the snake and little Lenormand. So if you have already dated this person and are in separation or no contact, there may have been a breakup here or a separation or like a fight where you guys kind of have separated and gone your own ways. This person is thinking about what it would mean or what it would mean to them or how it would affect them if they were to come back together with you. They're thinking specifically how it would affect either their finances or their career or how it would affect their physical situation. That could mean their living space, their physical health, anything related to that. So is there something where they would have to physically move to be closer to you? That's one way of looking at it. Or is this something that, and in order to do so, is there going to be like a financial obstacle or challenge, or would they need to change jobs for this, right? Anything related to money or physical change is what's indicated here. That's what's going on in their mind. And there's this block for them or this challenge. It doesn't mean that they're not going to do anything about it, but right now what it's showing me is that that is very heavily on their mind, and they're very much thinking about considering what that would mean. If you guys were to give it another shot and get back together and try to work things out, what is the long-term effect of getting back together? Okay. So that's what's going on in their mind, what's going on in their heart. So far, I can see that this person does have feelings for you. So this doesn't feel like, to me, like it is a new connection. It feels like you guys have been dating a while. It may have been long-term or serious. I don't know. And it might be different for all of you. But this is not a new connection. If you're in a new connection, this is probably not your pile. Okay. So here in their feelings, I got the flowers or the bouquet in the Lenormand. I also got the 5 of Cups. And I have the Ace of Wands, clarifying that. So in their feelings, again, I still feel like this is a separation or no contact situation where there's been a breakup or some kind of break, okay? This person, you bring a lot of joy into this person's life. They feel like you were a gift from God, a gift from the divine, like you were this beautiful thing that was given to them in their lifetime to meet. You may have been a catalyst in their life of some sort. But they view you in a very positive light. They have feelings for you. With these feelings, though, they're very bittersweet because there's a lot of regret here. There's grieving. I see a very difficult energy in terms of guilt, in terms of losing more than what's left. So in terms of losing more than what's left, it may have been, I don't think this person wanted the breakup. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they didn't walk away. It doesn't necessarily mean that you were the person that walked away from them or you're the one that broke up with them. But it does mean that this person, in terms of desire and wants, they did not want to walk away from this connection. They didn't want this break, this separation, this breakup to happen. Nonetheless, this is what happened. And I think that there were some actions, some words, something that this person did or contributed to that caused this chaos, that caused this breakup, that they are regretting, that they are in deep sorrow about. A part of them still wants to reach out and still wants to have that contact with you and still wants to have this new start with you. They do in a very deep part of them desire to get back together. We don't know if they're going to reach out or what they're going to do next, but so far we do know that there is a very deep internal desire for them to want to reconnect and fix things with you. But this person is, like I said, that what I brought up earlier about being bittersweet, it does feel like their feelings for you are very bittersweet in the sense that while they have very deep feelings for you, there's also a massive amount of guilt. It's like a spoonful of guilt with the joy that you bring into their lives, and especially now the fact that they don't have you. It's almost like just the bitter part is there. Just the bitter part is left, if that makes sense. So what are they hiding or omitting from you? What are they not telling you? That's interesting. You guys are getting a lot of flyer cards. That's crazy. I don't normally get that much conflict. There may have been a lot of conflict in this relationship. A lot of ups and downs. And ultimately, it turned out to be just sort of this end. I feel like this is not a break. It feels to me like you guys did not agree to separate. There wasn't agreed to do like a break. I feel like this is a breakup, okay? And that doesn't mean that it's not gonna like work out in the end, and it doesn't mean that you guys don't get back together. But what it means is that neither of you sort of knows what's going to happen next or are counting on what happens next. It's not like it was planned. It's not like, hey, you know what, let's take a step back, sort of thing. I don't think this was agreed upon. This looks like it was a little bit more of, the drop that overflowed. What is it? Overflowed the cup, that sort of thing, where it's just like, there may have been ups and downs, and this time it was just, it was too much. Okay, so what they're not telling you and what they're not showing you, I got the crossroads and the Lenormand, clarified by the Lover's card, and clarified that by the Four of Swords. So what they're not showing you is that they are in contemplation right now. They are seriously thinking about, which is what we saw here with the Judgment card, seriously considering what it would mean to them, what it means for them, and what it would look like if you guys were to give it another shot. If they were to come and make amends, or if they were to reach out and try to sort of build back up to where you guys were and then continue to build, what does that mean for them? They are at this crossroads and they're trying to figure out whether they want to go left or right. Do they have deep feelings for you? Absolutely. Is there a desire to get back together? Absolutely. I can see that. I can feel that. But there's more to this relationship than just love. Love doesn't, have you guys heard that saying, love doesn't pay the bills? That's basically what this is. Love doesn't pay the bills. You can't take love to the bank and cash it. Okay, love will take you so far, but it's in the choices that we make moving forward that determine whether or not we're going to make this work and build off of this. The Lover's card to me shows that they have very deep feelings for you, that they believe there is a part of them, a large part of them within them that believes truly that you two were brought together for a very special purpose. And I think that they do, at a very pure level, want to work things out with you. But they're also very cognizant and not ignorant to the fact that there are other things at play here, that there are other elements and there are other things that will be affected and that they can't be ignored in this relationship, especially when it comes to rebuilding what has already been lost. Because it isn't like you're going to be starting from scratch here. You obviously have to acknowledge what's transpired already and go from there. And that's the difficult part of this whole thing. The silver lining in the situation about what they're hiding from you, or the fact that they are not really quite sure what they want to do moving forward, is that this Four of Swords. The Four of Swords talks to me about gratitude. I know a lot of tarot readers say that this is a break, a moment of respite, and a moment of rest. And while it is that, it's also a moment of gratitude for the place where you are now and what's got you here. It is a moment after heartbreak and turmoil and challenges and difficulties, and the gratitude that goes into acknowledging the fact that you've gone through it and that you've come out the other way. Okay, so this is about healing as well, about taking the time to heal one's body, one's mind, and one's emotional state. And I think that in doing so, this person, the way that they see you is that they're heavily contemplating on whether or not they want to make that move to decide. I'm not even talking about next actions. I'm talking about they need to make a decision whether or not they want to move forward with this or they don't. At an innate, very pure soul level, yes, they absolutely do. We have two aces, the Ace of Pentacles in their brain and the Ace of Wands in their emotions. Do they want this? Can they build it? Yes, they believe they can and they want to. But there's other things at play. And this is the part that they're not discussing with you. They're probably not discussing with you because, like I said, you guys are in separation or no contact. But this is sort of what's going on with them. If they were to reach out, I doubt that they would necessarily discuss this unless you kind of facilitated that discussion. I don't think that this is internal stuff that they would probably keep to themselves, even if they made it a point to come back around and, try to work things out with you. So if you want to know more of the inner workings of this person and you want to know more about why they're debating or what other things are at play here, what other elements, what other things they're considering when they consider building a life with you, this is something that maybe you would want to ask them about, because unless you ask them directly about like, hey, I know you love me, I love you, and we want to work things out. How do we go about doing that? What's important to you? What are your needs? What are your desires? And how to build from there? This is something that you could ask them about, because I don't think that they're going to be bringing it up to you, even if they make a move to to come towards you to sort of amend things. Okay, future action. I wanted to come out, but it did. future action. What is this person's future action for my pile 1? No. Guys, that's a lot of cards. Oh, this person. Okay. My God. Okay, here we go. So I have the garden for the Lenormand, clarified by the Empress. Oh, that's such a beautiful card. Yeah. The Empress. And I'm taking this one because it fell out as well. Followed by the Three of Wands. And then my other two clarifiers are, get this, Ten of Pentacles and the King of Cups. Isn't that amazing? I think we should just stop there. Just kidding. Okay, let me break it down for you guys. So their next action. Are they going to reach out? Yes. Are they going to wait to reach out? Yes. But it's coming. They may be waiting for some kind of holiday, some kind of birthday or celebration, okay? So if you guys had an anniversary that was just around the corner, they might wait to make an appearance around that time. They might reach out. I'm filming this in May, so they might be reaching out near Memorial Day weekend or somewhere along that line, or some kind of holiday in whatever country you're in. If there's an upcoming holiday around that time. If there is a birthday, specifically if your birthday is coming up, or if there's some kind of celebration, some kind of date that was important for you guys, again, that's like some kind of anniversary, your mother's birthday, their, mother's birthday. Father's Day is also coming up, so in June. So if there's Father's Day that's coming up, they might be reaching out for that day as well. But any kind of holiday, they might be waiting to reach out around that time. What their next steps look like is they will be contacting you. Likely, I would say that they're probably going to see you in person, or if that's not a typical thing for you, they might send you a message but want to meet up in person. I'm emphasizing specifically meeting in person because I see a lot of just in-person contact here. Garden, Ten of Pentacles. This is a conversation to be had in person. If it's a long distance relationship where in person for you would look like more like, a webcam, sort of conversation, I guess, or FaceTime, I suppose that's possible, but that's not really, if it's your version of physical contact, then that's what it is. But I see physical contact here, something tangible, somewhere where you go, you sit, you have brunch, you have lunch, you have dinner, you go out for coffee, you go out for a drink. Probably some kind of social setting. I don't see them making you dinner and inviting you over. I also don't see you doing that for them, sort of thing. I feel like it's going to be more of a public space, and they're going to spill the beans a little bit about what they've been going through and their feelings for you. The situation that we saw here in their heart about their regret and their guilt and their sadness and the bittersweetness that they've been feeling this time that they've been separated from you, and how they want to they've been thinking about rebuilding with you and trying to start over and starting from, starting over with you. They're going to talk to you about that. They're also going to talk to you about the future, their plans, their expectations. What does this look like for you guys? That's the conversation to be had. What are your needs? What are your wants? How do you go about building the future, the next steps? The next steps could look differently for all of you, obviously, depending on where you are in your life. But this, again, is not a new connection. This is about emphasizing the importance of the next level of your relationship and what that means for you guys. What does that look like in practice? Because it looks like they do want something serious to come of this. They're looking at it the long term. You can't get more of a family dynamic and a legacy than the Ten of Pentacles. This to me is marriage. This to me is family. This to me is a trust fund for the kids, college fund for the kids, tuition, pregnancy, all of the big life milestones that you want to have in your life in terms of your romantic life. Those are the things that they want to build with you, and they have the intention of building with you. And that's what they want to talk to you about. I also feel that there's going to be some kind of conversation probably related to, look, we've come this far. We've come this far. We've already overcome so many challenges. And maybe this last challenge that we talked about here with the snake, maybe that was something that did us in for the moment, but that doesn't need to be the end of our story. We can continue this, and we can continue to keep going, move forward, work through the challenges, figure out what our needs and our wants are, what that looks like for us, and continue to build so that we can get our happily ever after because we both deserve it. That sort of thing. Okay? So they will be coming forward. They will take their time, though. Like I said, I think they're going to be waiting for some kind of anniversary or some kind of special holiday or birthday, something like that. Okay, outcome. What is the outcome of this connection? Or what can we expect? Oh, wrong deck. Sorry, guys. What can we expect? What can we expect for this connection moving forward? What can we expect? What can we expect for this connection? Ooh, nice. Okay. Okay. So in terms of outcome, the outcome cards I got are the moon and the little lenormand, the 8 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. We got a lot of really good cards with his feelings or her feelings, intentions, motivations, and next steps. So this to me is a warning. Okay? So what to expect? There is a lot of love here and a lot of romance. Okay, this person does not love you in a platonic way. There's nothing in this reading that says platonic or soft feelings. This is a lot of strong feelings. They have deep feelings for you. Okay. Again, this is someone that you've been dating for a while or a long-term commitment. This could also be a marriage. It's possible. But it's not a new commitment. There is something that is sort of inhibiting the relationship moving forward, okay? This could be on your side, this could be on their side, this could be mutually. There are some things in terms of mental health that are inhibiting either you or this person from moving forward. There are some beliefs that you have, specifically probably about yourself and about relationships, and the expectations that you're carrying into your relationships about that are created based off of your beliefs and your values. Do you believe in gender norms? Okay, this is just an example. But do you believe that, you know, in a more traditional gender role where there you have a masculine energy and a feminine energy, and the masculine has this role, these duties and these responsibilities, and that the feminine energy has this role and these responsibilities and these duties? And does that differ from your partners? It feels like both of you are in your heads about this thing. There are challenges here in the mental realm, in the belief systems, in the values or the ideas, especially in the expectations that you have of A, each other, and B, the relationship, that is prohibiting you guys or blocking you guys from having this happily ever after. Can you have this? Yes. This is a full-on potential. You can absolutely have this. I have so many good cards here. It's insane. But there are also very challenging cards. And those are warnings to you guys that you need to nip this in the bud in order to be able to make this relationship last, if that's what you want. This is very limiting ideas and beliefs and expectations that you have. This is also something that you need to let go of in the past to be able to move on and be together. Now, again, this could be on your side or their side. It's not telling me specifically. It's more than likely, the way that I'm feeling it is that it's on both sides. You guys are both going to need to be able to compromise with each other a lot. And in doing so, you might be able to make this work. But there's a fine line between compromising and compromising yourself. And I think that you have to be in a place where you don't feel like you're compromising yourself. That may mean changing some of your ideas and expectations if you want to be with this person. That's the final message that I get for you guys is if you want to be with this person, you're going to need to reevaluate. And actually, we saw this in the Judgment card as well. You're going to need to reevaluate and recalibrate your actual expectations of the relationship if you want to be able to build this and continue with this. Obviously, in a healthy way, in a long-lasting way, and one that's going to bring you guys together more than it'll tear you guys apart, in a way that it's not going to be as challenging for you. There's a lot of really good potential here. I saw a lot of really good cards. I would just say, I heard this recently where someone told me, no one is a villain in their story, right? And I think that's very true. When we tell our side of the story, we're telling our side of the story, and we're biased. We're giving our side of the story in the most, in the light that shines us the best. So take those moments as opportunities to see where you may have played a role in maybe the conflict, or if there's something you could change your mind about, and what your role was, whether it's good or bad or whatever it is, and what your expectations are and can be, and where you have wiggle room to change those ideas and those expectations, and where you don't. Because again, there's a fine line between compromising and compromising yourself. Don't compromise yourself, but be sure that you know who that is. Okay, so that's all for my pile 1. Let's move on to pile 2, guys. All the best to you guys too, pile 1. I would say just take some time, just like this person is reevaluating themselves and figuring out what they want, what they need in terms of expectations. I recommend that you do the same for yourself because you deserve it. And if you want to make this relationship work, or even any other relationship with anybody else, you want to make sure that you're being clear about, you want to make sure that you're clear with yourself about who you are, what you want, what you need. All right, let's go to pile number 2, which is the confidence stone. That's pile number 2. So let's start. What does this person think of you? Pile 2, confidence pile. What is this person thinking of you? What is this person? Pile 2's person. What do they think? With my pile 2, confidence. Where do they feel? What's in their heart for pile 2? This one. What are they hiding or omitting or not telling my pile 2? What is their next action towards pile 2, the confidence stone? There we go. Oh, I got 2. And I'll take this one for outcome. Okay. Okay. What are they thinking? Clarifier for what they're thinking. Clarifier for what are they thinking? For pile 2. What are they thinking? What's in their thoughts about pile 2? What is in their thoughts about pile 2? Oh my goodness, no way. That's so funny. Okay. So what is in their thoughts for you, pile 2? We got the clouds card from the Lenormand. And we got the Page of Cups, clarified by the Page of Cups. You gotta love it when you get to like that. Okay. Very clear message, right? Ironically, because the clouds mean lack of clarity. So right now, what is in their thoughts about you? Something. So it could mean a few different things. If there's if this is this doesn't feel to me like it's a long-standing relationship, okay? This doesn't feel like this is something that you guys have been in a really long time. So if you have a very established connection, marriage or engagement or long-term relationship, or you're seriously dating, this is probably not your pile. There is some confusion here. There's a little bit of lack of clarity, whether or not this person wants to open up to you emotionally or has something to say. The Page of Cups often is looked at as like an apology, or if they've done, some kind of if they've had some kind of transgression against you, there might be an apology. And it's possible they're not really quite sure how to move forward to you and apologize to you in a way where you'll accept them, or you'll be, open to making amends with them. But there is sort of this idea that they have rolling around in their head of whether or not they should reach out to you and give you this sort of bit of vulnerability. Okay, so does that mean apologizing for something that they did? Maybe. Does that mean maybe proposing that things move forward? Possibly. But I kind of am getting the feeling that there's still a lot of they're not sure about you. They're not completely sure about you or how to move things forward with you. And this sort of confusion is, it's very initial. Maybe they want to ask you out on a date if it's something new. Like they want to ask you out on a date and they're trying to figure out how to do that. It's possible it's something like that. We won't know how fully invested they are emotionally until we do their feelings. But right now, I would say that in their mind, they're not quite sure how to make the next move or how to approach you just yet. So let's see what is in their feelings for you. What is in their heart for you? What is in their heart for pile 2? What is person in pile 2? Here we go. Pile 2, feelings for pile 2. Okay. So for their feelings towards you, we have the ring. It's a really beautiful card. I love the ring. You have the Ten of Swords. Don't freak out. And we have the Eight of Wands clarifying that. Okay. So, like I said, this is a new connection. Emotionally, I think that they have been, I hate to say this because this is so cliche, right? This is something like tarot readers say all the time, but it's like, oh, they're just getting out of a relationship or they've had their heart broken. Haven't we all? Let's be real. Haven't we all had our heart broken? We wouldn't be here if we hadn't, right? But they've gone through a difficult, challenging time in their life. It may not have been romantic. It may be that they're recovering from a physical ailment or a financial struggle, or a mental health situation. And that's why they're kind of unsure about how to approach you or how to go about talking to you and making that first step, that first move. Again, it's possible they want to apologize for something. I don't feel that as much. I feel like this is more of a new connection and they're trying to ask you out on a date or see where it goes. They're interested in you. They see the potential that there could be in maybe dating you or getting to know you. But they also understand that right now, emotionally, they're not in the best space to do that. What do I mean by that? What does that look like? You know when you've gone on a date with someone and they just got out of something difficult and you could tell right away? It doesn't, obviously if they're talking about their ex, you're like, oh my God, don't talk about your ex on the first date, right? So clearly that person's not ready to date. But there's other situations where you can pick up the person's energy or vibe of where they're at. Like if they're talking about like, oh, they just got like laid off, or, oh, they just had like a grandparent pass away, or a father or a mother pass away, or a brother, or, or, you know, they have a cancer survivor in their family that they've been taking care of. You know, there's a lot of really serious issues, and sometimes people are not emotionally all that there within a first date. That's kind of what I'm getting. I feel like this person wants to see where things go. I think there's an interest here in you. But I think that they don't want to sort of fumble, and they don't want to, they want to sort of be in a better place to be able to present themselves in the best light, to get to know you and to take things, you know, from maybe platonic to sort of maybe romantic or things like that. So they are in this space where they want to get better, though. There is sort of a momentum and a desire for them to feel better so that they can take this next step with the Page of Cups with you, to ask you out on a date, to take you out to wine and dine you, right? Or to like get to know you a little bit better. But I think that they understand that they're not in the best space emotionally to present themselves as emotionally available or someone that is worthy of your time and your energy. But there is interest here in you, and they do want to sort of invest in this. The problem is they don't feel like they're in the best place right now to do that at an optimal level. What are they not talking to you about? What are they not showing you or discussing? Okay. Okay. So here in the hiding, we have the Garden and the Lenormand. We have the Knight of Wands clarifying, and we have the Six of Swords clarifying the Knight of Wands. So again, this is a new connection, so there's no third parties or cheating here because you guys are not officially together. That's what I'm getting off of this reading. If you're in an established relationship, again, this is not your reading, right? I do see them playing the field a little bit. There are potentially other people that they might be dating or getting to know or talking to. I don't know if you guys are on a dating site or if they're entertaining other people or getting to know other people. This person seems to be single, and again, they do want to ask you out. There is interest here. I don't know why this person might be interested in other people if they themselves are not emotionally ready to do that, but that's a whole other story. But I do see that this person is going out, having very much of a social life, and trying to get through this sort of emotional struggle that they're going through. They have been through, again, they've been through something recently. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily an ex or a breakup or something romantic, but they have been through their fair share of some kind of turmoil recently that they're trying to overcome and recover from. And that is something that they are sort of keeping from you and not really talking to you about. They're not really sharing this with anyone, really. And I think that that's why they're probably sort of emotionally stunted in this moment right now, or like, not stunted, I think that's the wrong word for this particular energy. I would say emotionally limited when it comes to romance, is because this person understands that they're not necessarily in the best place to be able to be making the next move. Or something, at least something serious. Oh, wrong deck. So that's something they're not sharing. So, let's see. Clarifier for their next steps. What are their next steps? What is pile number 2's person's next steps towards them? Clarifier, please. For this person's next steps to my pile 2 confidence stone. What is this person's next steps? Okay, so for their next steps and their next action towards you, we got the Stars and the Lenormand. The Chariot, clarified by the Chariot, clarified by the King of Swords. So, let's see. For the Stars, I think that they, like I mentioned earlier, you've piqued their interest. They are interested in you. They are trying to figure out how to ask you out or how to sort of make that move. Will they make that move? They will. They will, but they're not going to be a knight in shining armor. They're not going to be sweet talking you. I don't know what this person's like zodiac sign is. I don't really get caught up in the zodiac sign stuff of it because it doesn't, energy sort of feels different. But I think this person might be a little bit matter of fact. If this is a work connection and it's like a crush that you have at work and that they like you and a little bit of flirting, they might ask you for something related to like work, like a meeting or something like that, and try to get to know you a little bit more. I think that they will likely try to get to know you a little bit more, but I don't think that they're going to ask you out necessarily on like a date to be romantic, to woo you or to like wine and dine you. I think it's going to be it's going to fall a little bit more flat than that. There might be really good conversation. I think they're more interested in getting to know you and to getting good conversation out of the relationship with you. And they will be taking a step forward. But like I said, I think it'll be in a very sort of mature, non-romantic, non-emotional sort of way. But I think that they will. I see here that this is something that you are desiring that they do. You really want them to move forward and like, make their intentions clear. And to some degree, they might make their intentions clear. But I think more importantly, because I do see them making a move, I just don't think it'll be romantic necessarily. I think it'll be a little bit more matter-of-factly, if that makes sense. Okay, so what is the outcome of this connection, or what is something that we can expect? What can we expect out of this connection? So will they make a move? Yes. But what can we expect as an outcome to this connection? For pile 2, the confidence pile. So for the expectations of the outcome, I get the whip and the lenormand, clarified by the 9 of wands, clarified by the empress. Such a beautiful card. I love the empress card. We also got the empress for pile 1. Completely different messages though, you guys. Completely different situations. So outcome. I see this being sort of a conflict with this person. Again, is there interest there with you? Yes. Is there an interest there for some kind of romance? Yes, but this person isn't going about it romantically. It's kind of funny because they do want something romantic with you. You do pique their interest. They are interested in you and getting to know you and, maybe dating you or getting out, going out on a first date sort of thing. But there's some resistance here. They know they're not ready. And so there's this inner turmoil that's just like, why am I going to ask this person out if I know I don't want anything serious or I know I'm not ready? Like, what if I'm not my best self? Like, I'm not, I'm not there yet. But the interesting part of all this is that they do see you in a very positive light. You are someone that they want to impress. And I think that's why they're being difficult on themselves. I wouldn't say that they're being too hard on themselves because they know their situation. And I think that this person's actually very mature. Despite their sort of inner conflict, I think this person is demonstrating a high level of maturity because there's internal conflict, because they want to take this seriously, because it warrants that sort of behavior from them. They want to be their best selves with you. But they're struggling because they're not quite sure that they're going to be able to meet you there. This person seems like they might be a pretty good investment if things were to get going. I don't know what your level of interest is in this person. I don't know what you're expecting. If you're expecting hot and heavy, look somewhere else because you're not going to get it from this person. If you're expecting someone emotionally giving and compassionate and empathetic, you're not going to get it here. Not to say you're not going to get those qualities from this person or in time, but that's not the way that they're going to initially approach you. Does that make sense? They're not going to go buy you flowers and show up for the first date like that, all, bow tie and all that. That's not their style. They're going to try to get to know you at a very basic level, be very respectful, take things slow. But I think that there is going to be some inner conflict here. I think in time, if this sounds like someone that you would be interested in, if you're interested in someone that is serious about what they mean, that is intentional about the words that they say to you, and it's not just on a whim or a fluke. If you want someone that's going to be serious about you and take you seriously and see you as a partner, as an equal, if you're interested in someone that's going to, want to like see eye to eye on things and like try to, meet you as an equal partner in things. I know I just said that, but I really, really see that. Then this could be a very fruitful union and connection with you. They see you very highly. They view you in a very giving, optimistic, positive light. I think it could work out if that's someone that you're looking for. I would say that this person is going to be slow to do things because they want to heal and get better before they jump into anything. So if you are the type of person that, you're not looking to be saved by anyone, you're not looking for a knight in shining armor, if you're not looking for a hero, if you can stand on your own 2 feet and you're independent and you want someone that will respect you and be in an equal partnership, this is worth sort of waiting it out and seeing where it goes because you have piqued this person's interest. Now, if you're not looking for anything serious, if you are in a stage where you're single and you're living your best life and you are kind of more interested in something more casual or more fun-loving, more, how some people have that like childlike optimism, the ones that like never really fully grow up, that are kind of be like, they're always going to be kids at heart. This is probably not going to be that kind of relationship if that's what you're looking for. So if that's the case, I would say look elsewhere because this person is serious about very intentional. I want to make that very, very sort of clear. This person's very intentional about the language that they use, is very intentional about the moves that they make. They're not going to waste your time. They're not going to waste their time. They're a solid person, but they're not ready right now. So if you want to be patient and you want to just, I don't like to use the word wait because if you're solid and you're on your own 2 feet, you're not waiting for anybody. You have things that you got to get done, right? You're still living your life. And so, but if you want to see, if you're interested and you want to see where this goes, I would say, give it some time because there is some potential here. And I do see this person going the long haul. I know that's so weird to say because this is such a very early stage relationship or connection. But this card, the 9 of Wands, this is someone who's been through a lot. This is someone that's been through war or battle. This person could have been in the military or be in the military. This person could be a veteran. But this person has seen some stuff, okay? They've been through their fair share of turmoil and of difficult times. Like I said earlier, if they were helping someone recover from an illness, if they themselves have been grieving the loss of someone recently, they're someone that has been through pain and come out the other end. This is not regardless of what their age is, this is not a young energy. This person's very mature and knows who they are. But because they know who they are, that's why they're able to realize that they're going through a tough time right now and they're not fully ready to invest emotionally into something because they barely have enough emotion or mental capacity to give themselves. if that makes sense. And that takes a lot of maturity and reflection on their part. So I do see this person sticking it through the long haul. This is the kind of person that once they commit and they stay there for life. If it's a healthy connection, because they're always going to be, keyword healthy. If it's a give and take and it's healthy, they will stay in it for a long time. So it is someone that you could last with for a long time. I do see them going to the very end. But that's a decision that you need to make if that's a kind of partnership that you want to be in. Okay. So that is all that I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped someone out there. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.